President Rodrigo Duterte's official trip to Israel earlier this month resulted in more than 4 billion pesos worth of investment deals from Israeli businesses. Israeli ambassador to the Philippines, Rafael Harpaz, was with the president during the visit, and he now joins us live. Good morning, Ambassador. Welcome to New Day.
Good morning, Ria. I'm happy to be here.
I'd like to also say welcome to the Philippines, because you've only been here a month. How are you finding this post so far?
I feel already like home. It's wonderful here. I love Halo Halo already, and we travel all over Manila, and we plan to go outside the city, so we love it here.
Amazing. Now, you accompanied the president when he visited Israel. What was that visit like?
It was a historic visit. It was a celebration of Filipino-Israeli relations, going backwards from when you absorbed Jews during the Holocaust, or the only country in Asia that voted for the creation in Israel, continuing to our support in Yolanda. It's a wide and deep relations, a lot of appreciation in Israel for the achievements of the Philippines, and we discussed so many areas of relations. It's very good relations, very close relations, and we have a lot of appreciation.
Okay, let's talk about trade. Many trade deals were signed. Tell us about those in greater detail.
Well, we signed several agreements, both by government and private sector. The main issue is that the message for us as a government, it's good to do business in the Philippines and with the Philippines. So we discussed and signed agreement on scientific cooperation, energy, investments. Israel has a great know-how in innovation and high-tech. Agriculture is a major issue, so there are so many topics, and our goal is to open the doors and help the private sector to do its jobs. Many Israeli companies already working here. We have Filipinos that are doing business in Israel, and it's good business environment between the two countries.
Right. What are the things that Israel exports to the Philippines and vice versa?
Mainly it's the know-how, it's technology, it's software. There are a lot of Israeli call centers here. We from you, we are bringing mainly equipment, and the major issue is tourism. We didn't mention it. The number of tourists is growing between the two countries. Filipinos doesn't need visa to Israel.
Yes.
Israelis doesn't need visa to here. So Philippines became a major destination for a honeymoon, for birthday trips, and the other way around. We are the Holy Land, so I just invite all our spectators to come and visit the Holy Land.
Yes, definitely a lot of Filipinos aspire to travel to Israel because of its religious and historical value. But, you know, before we went on camera, you were saying there's no direct flights from the Philippines to Israel. What's being done about that?
Well, it was a major issue that was discussed during President Duterte's visit to Israel. We are working on it, and I hope that in the coming months we see a development. It will be, if there will be a direct flight, it will be around 10.5 hours direct flight. It will be very easy. But now we don't have direct flights, so you can go, it's easy to go even without direct flights. So this shouldn't be the obstacle, but it will be very helpful to have those direct flights.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the Filipinos living and working in Israel would love that. And that was also a big topic that you discussed during the trip. Tell us more.
Yeah, it's an amazing, first it's an amazing story. Filipinos in Israel are part of our families. Prime Minister Netanyahu, when he met President Duterte, mentioned the caregiver of his late father, and actually President Duterte made a great gesture and invited her and her family here to the palace last week. For us, Filipinos are part of us. We have signed a historic agreement for Israel that will do a regulation for the caregivers. The caregivers that are coming to Israel from the Philippines paying a lot of commissions on the way.
Yes, they have huge placement fees.
Yeah, and that's it. So, you know, thousands of dollars, no, it shouldn't happen. So this agreement will enable them to pay much less, something like flying tickets plus $800, and wow. It will be a dramatic change. My kids were growing up with a wonderful caregiver, Gemma from Lawag in the north. She was growing up our kids, so when I was serving in Sweden. So we feel what it is to be Filipino in Israel, and we love them. They're part of us.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Now, the president promised Israeli businessmen a corrupt-free business environment. That's a very big promise. How was it received by Israeli businessmen?
Wonderful. We had a wonderful business forum, and the president was addressing this forum. It was received very warmly. It's something which you know, the business environment here is very good for Israeli companies, and I was surprised to know how active are Israeli companies already here. So now I think the doors are open both directions, and we have a bright future.
Now, the president, obviously he's from Davao, and he also made a point about Israeli businesses coming to Mindanao, Davao specifically. What was the reaction to that?
very positively. Actually, there are some Israeli companies that are already there. I'm planning even to travel. My first trip outside Manila will be to Davao, and this is also an area that Israeli companies will look to do business.
Okay, are they looking at agriculture? Because, you know, with the rising prices of food and the challenges we've had with the weather, it's really something that is an urgent need for the Philippines.
What is unique for Israeli businesses that are not specializing in one area? So we have a lot of solutions when it comes to agriculture and water technologies. For example, we need now to deal with the recovery of corn and rice fields after the typhoon, and Israelis have the know-how, but we have the know-how also when it comes to innovation, technology. That's where we are.
Yeah, it would be wonderful to bring that here. Now, Ambassador, how do you think we can improve the already very friendly relations between Israel and the Philippines?
Well, I think having those visits like President Duterte and more visits that will come, it's something that can bring it even to a higher level of relations. That was the main purpose of the visit. What is unique, it's not a one-topic relations. You mentioned caregivers, security cooperation, economic relations, tourism, so in political intimacy. I think the fact that all the Israeli leadership met your leadership in Israel, I think was a demonstration of this. So I'm looking forward for the coming years because it looks very promising.
Speaking of looking forward, are there any projects happening at the embassy or between our two countries that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, we are going to have a major cultural events here. We will do a business forum here, and we plan to do events, especially on tourism, to bring more Filipinos to Israel. It's something very, very important. The agreement that we signed on caregivers, and also we're going to discuss bringing Filipinos to Israel to work at the hotel industry, will be the potential to increase the number of Filipinos that are coming to work, and Israel is there also.
Okay, well, you mentioned tourism. What are your top 3 tourist destinations in Israel?
In Israel, well, I was born in Jerusalem, so this is, for me, it's a must. I will mention Tel Aviv. It's the 24/7 city of Israel, and I think the nature, both in the Galilee and in the Negev Desert, the Dead Sea, Nazareth in the north. I think in such a small country, we are much smaller than the Philippines, but you can find everything in a day trip. So this is the favorite destinations for me in Israel.
That's true, and the food is amazing.
Well, you know, you have been there, but Filipino food, I love it already, I told you.
That's wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. Maraming salamat. Toda raba, Israeli Ambassador to the Philippines, Rafael Harpaz. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.